y'all, and today we're going to do a very different recipe, so I'm hoping it's going to turn out, because I'm going to do it a little bit different. You know me, I'm always messing with stuff. Turkey stuffed cabbage skillet. So I went ahead and I browned a pound of ground turkey and some chopped onion. You could probably do hamburger meat, I'm sure that would work. But I'm going to go ahead and try to follow the directions on the recipe as closely as possible. I need half a teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon of onion powder. Do a quarter of a teaspoon of pepper. Quarter of a teaspoon of thyme. Quarter of a teaspoon of garlic. I'm sorry, half a teaspoon of garlic powder. I don't know if I put that in there or not. If not, it's going to be a little bit extra. Alright, so I'm going to use some leftover rice that I have. And normally this is supposed to be for where you have to cook the rice with it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the rice in at the end. We're going to go ahead and add the cabbage. It's supposed to be the other way around. But my cabbage needs to kind of cook a little. Rice is already cooked. And I'm going to add just about a half a cup of water. And just kind of try to keep an eye on that. So this is only if your rice is already cooked. You also need to add a can of diced tomatoes. So a 14-ounce can. Now just keep trying to keep an eye on it. See if you need to add a little bit more water if you do it this way. Alright, so I will be back here in a few minutes once this cabbage decides to soften. Okay, so the cabbage is just about tender. And I'm going to go ahead and add my leftover rice. You're only supposed to add about a cup's worth. And I think that makes about 2 cups worth cooked. I don't think it's got to be an exact science. If I wanted to spread this further, budget-wise, I could add more cabbage, which I'll use like a half of a head. And we can also add more rice. And what I did do, since the rice was already cooked, so if you want to use leftover rice, the original recipe was for uncooked rice, and you have to put like a cup and a half of water to cook it. I did about a half a cup to 3/4 of a cup. So start with a half a cup, put it in, see how your water is doing versus evaporation versus cooking your cabbage. And then you can decide if you want more or less, you know, whatever. I never put any oil in this. I never sprayed it with anything. So it's basically steaming it. And that's it. Okay, and we're going to put cheese on it. So let me get that and show you. Okay, so went ahead and added a little bit more rice. So I made it even more bulkier. So the last thing would be to add some Colby and Jack cheese. The recipe only calls for a cup's worth, because I don't think it's really supposed to be loaded down with cheese. But you could add more if you wanted to. And all you have to do is wait for this to melt, and then you can serve it. That's it. Real easy weeknight meal, and also it's really good on a budget. Okay, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one.